Hello, and welcome to another episode of Enchanting Economics in New Mexico. This podcast is a production of Bieber, the recognized expert in socioeconomic data for the state of New Mexico. Your hosts, as always, are myself, Rayanne McKernan, and Sarun Lytle. Joining us today is Jeff Barry, Vice President and Market Manager for Cumulus Media Albuquerque. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So I wanted to have you on because I was driving around last week and I was listening to the radio and I heard an amazing commercial that is supporting local businesses. And I realized that I was listening to a Cumulus station and I was like, I've got to get these guys on. This is awesome. So can you tell us about the initiative that you've started, openforbusinessabq.com?
Absolutely. Well, one, I want to first thank you for listening to the radio. A lot of people think that's antiquated, but yet 97% of us still tune into a free radio station every single week. So thank you for being a listener to one, my business of radio, and two, my radio station. So thank you very much. Open for Business is something that we're really proud of. One of the things that radio stations, I think, it's our responsibility as a licensee or a holder of a license to a radio signal to do community service, to support our communities. And a lot of the times that's with news and information or entertainment with music. But I think it's critical, our role in every community to help those communities. And obviously with what's happened in 2020, there's a lot of need out there and there's a lot of businesses and people that need help. And one of the things that radio does a great job of is we introduce businesses to our fans. That's what we do. That's one of the things we do. And most of the time that's through a commercial to where I'm introducing my fans of one of my radio stations to a business and why they should do business with that business. So that's kind of one of the things we do. And when things got kind of sideways, if you will, in March and April, we thought, how can we help businesses out there to just get their message out there? So we came up with this concept called Open for Business. And we secured the website Open for Business ABQ. And back in March and April, we ran messages across our radio stations to say, hey, we know as a business owner or a marketing director of a business that you're hurting right now. If you get on Open for Business ABQ, you can log on and list your business and let our listeners know what you're doing, what's going on with your business. If you're a restaurant, are you doing carry out or delivery or, limited seating? What are you doing as a restaurant? Or if you're a car dealership, have you changed your hours? When are you open? How can you test drive a car? So we started that back in March and April, and we had a ton of great response. But then things kind of started opening up and the program kind of went not by the wayside, but there wasn't as much of a need for that. But obviously with things kind of tightening back up, we revived that program a few weeks ago. And we have, again, messages on our radio stations that promote for businesses to go to any one of our websites and log on, or just go to Open for Business ABQ. You can upload your logo and then a direct link to your website so we can point them to your business and let our listeners and our fans know who's open for business and how they can do business with them. And Ryan, in addition to that, we're running on-air commercials that also promote these businesses. So it's just kind of an opening and a closing. It's about Open for Business. And then we have 3 or 4 rotating businesses in those commercials so our fans can hear that.
Yeah, I love that. How many businesses have reached out so far? And are there any special qualifications that they have to meet to be included in this?
So far we've had well over 50 that got online, that uploaded their logo, that uploaded their URL. In addition to those, my sales staff have reached out to their clients and they're putting those on air messages in addition to what's online. So there's well over 50. When we did it back in March and April, we had well over 150 at that time. That was a combination of, I guess I'd say normal businesses, and then we separated restaurants because we know restaurants are really, really, really struggling right now with the restrictions back in March and April, and then what they're dealing with today. So we kind of separated those two and had two different areas that you could specifically look for restaurants and then other businesses. Right now, we're just pointing everybody into one area, both restaurants and again, retail and everything else. As far as restrictions, there's none. Anybody can get on, log on, and upload their business. So you don't have to be a former client or a current client. It's anybody out there can do this.
Yeah, that's great. And so obviously the program has a website, openforbusinessabq.com.
That's correct.
You're advertising it on your stations, you said.
That's correct.
What is the estimated reach for these small businesses? I can only imagine that it's huge for them.
Well, when you look at, I call them our fans and our listeners. We have 7 radio stations here in town. And when you combine all the listeners of all of those radio stations, we reach well over 300,000 plus people just in the Albuquerque metro. So we reach almost one out of every 2 people in Albuquerque listen to one of my radio stations. And then outside of the metro, that reach gets even bigger and greater. So, the on-air messages can reach up to, again, over 300,000 people. When you look at the unique people that get on our websites, over the course of all 7 radio stations, again, we have well over 70,000 unique people that get on one of our websites every single month. So that potential is in the thousands and hundreds of thousands when it comes to on air.
Yeah, that is even a bigger number than I thought it was. It's huge. I really do hope that as many of these small businesses take advantage of this opportunity as possible, because it is tough times, and I really want to see everyone survive and succeed. And I think this is so great what you guys are doing. Have you had any feedback from some of these businesses who have registered, or is it too early to ask that?
As I haven't had feedback to say, hey, I listed my business and this is what happened. However, I've had multiple calls, some people that I've known, some people that I've done business with, and some people that I've never met before, and just thanked us for doing it. They appreciate the fact that we're trying to help local businesses, whether it be theirs or their friends or whatever. And that's always nice to hear. The positive feedback when people hear that we're trying to do something for our community and they say thank you for it. And that means a lot.
Yeah. Have you guys had any support from the city of Albuquerque or any of the local business associations?
Not the city of Albuquerque. The one organization that we have tied into recently, even more than what our past relationship is with the New Mexico Restaurant Association. Restaurants are really, really, really having a tough time right now with payroll and with food costs and just trying to do business and with the different, restrictions that kind of change from week to week. It's really hard for them. So we partnered up with the Restaurant Association, and we've got, again, when you listen on air, we've got specific messages about, wouldn't you like to go out to eat tonight instead of standing in line at a grocery store to go home and then cook? Or if you're looking for that, hard to buy for, holiday gift, what a great stocking stuffer to have a gift card to a local restaurant. And in those messages, we're just rotating restaurants. And again, the New Mexico Restaurant Association, they've kind of partnered with us to promote that to their members to log on and let us know that they'd like to be on those on-air messages. And again, they work so well with the restaurants here in town and throughout the state. They've been a great partner with us so far.
Yeah, that's great. Does Cumulus Albuquerque have any other programs or initiatives that you guys run to help the local business community?
Well, we always have something going on, if you will. But the one thing that we do is, it's kind of what I talked about at the beginning. We introduce our fans to businesses, and we do that with commercials, with promotions, with our digital products. Those are a lot of different areas that we can help local businesses. And one of the things that we do is we sit down with local businesses and talk to them about their marketing goals and their marketing needs. And we developed customized presentations to them, solutions to them. And just sitting down and talking to my sales staff, any one of my sales staff members, that doesn't cost anything. We do those, we call it a customer needs analysis. We do those for free, and we bring out typically a lot of great research that we pay for that might help your business just to know what's going on in your category of business. And again, those things are free. If you were to do business with us, we create and we customize a commercial for you. We don't charge for that. So we do a lot of things to help out local businesses. But again, just sitting down and talking to my sales staff, a lot of times there's some great information that a business owner or marketing director can glean off of my sales staff just because they're pros at what they do.
Yeah. Wow. I never even really thought about it like that. And it's sad because I have a background in marketing and communications, but now that you say it, it's like, wow, I feel like an idiot. But
well, you know what? A lot of people do think that it costs money to just find out information, and it doesn't. We do that stuff for free. And obviously in the hopes of doing business with you. But, that's what our job is, to sit and educate people with regards to what's going on in digital, what's going on in the radio world, and just what goes on in our community. We've got a pretty good pulse of what's happening in Albuquerque. And again, a lot of business owners could maybe benefit from just sitting down and talking to us. Yeah,
definitely. Well, I love this. Thank you so much. Well, Jeff, thank you so much again for joining us. We really appreciate it. I love this program that you guys are running. I hope many, many, many small businesses take advantage of this. I think it's wonderful. And I personally am trying to do as much as I can to get out and support local, especially around the holidays. So hopefully our listeners will hear this and do the same.
Well, again, I really appreciate you taking the time to invite me onto your show. It's truly an honor. It's an honor for me to be in media in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm blessed to be with a radio group like Cumulus and 7 great radio stations. And I'm blessed to be able to sit down and talk to business owners and help them right now in what I feel is a real critical time to get them over the hump and get us to a new normal in 2021. But we're here to help out in any way we can. So thank you so much for allowing me to come on today.
Yeah, of course. So that wraps it up for us here at Enchanting Economics in New Mexico. Remember, you can check us out online at Bieber, that's bber.unm.edu, and of course on social media at UNM Bieber. Thanks for listening, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.